Wish you warm welcome. In today's full body practice, we'll focus on building strength and flexibility in lower body legs. I'll be using two blocks. If you don't have blocks handy, it's time to pause the video and grab your blocks. We'll begin our warm up with spot jog. If you can't jog for some reason, then just spot walk. Now bring your attention to the breath. You don't have to change your breath, just pay attention. Inhalation and exhalation. Relax your jaw, relax your face. Observe the landing of your feet onto the ground. Keep going for one more minute. Pause. Come to Tadasana with feet hip-width apart. Arms at your sides, chest lifted. Allow your shoulders to extend towards the sides. Bring your attention to the breath. If you're breathing heavy, just observe the changes in your abdomen, in your chest. Allow your fingers to extend towards the sides. Relax your jaw, relax your face. Release and relax. Now bring your hands to your hips and we are going to practice leg raises towards the sides. So I'm mirroring the pose here. That means this is my right, which is same as yours. Let's start. Side raises. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, last 2, 7 and 8. Let's do the opposite side. Get stable first and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure you're pressing that opposite foot well onto the ground. Pause. Now leg raises towards the front and the back. Let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Change. Let's do the opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause. We'll finish our warm-up with a small sequence. Come at the front of your mat and stand in Tadasana with feet hip-width apart. Arms at your sides, Tadasana, mountain pose. Looking straight, inhale and raise your arms up. Keep the arms straight. Exhale as you bend your legs and lower your hips towards the ground. On next exhale, bend forward and bring your hands onto the mat next to your feet. Legs slightly bent at the knee, or you can keep them straight if you have opening at the legs. We are just warming up, so choose wisely. On next inhale, slowly roll yourself up, each vertebra at a time, under control. Come back to mountain pose, Tadasana, looking straight. Now you know the sequence. Let's do 3 more rounds of this small sequence. Inhale and raise your arms up. Keep the arms straight. Exhale as you lower your hips towards the ground. Next exhale, bend forward, hands onto the mat. Next inhalation, slowly come up while straightening your legs. Pay attention to the sensations at your back when you roll yourself up back to mountain pose. 2 more rounds. Inhale and raise yourself up. Raise your arms up. Exhale as you lower your hips. Exhale and bend forward. With inhalation, come up gently under control. Last round. Inhale and raise your arms up. Exhale as you lower your hips towards the ground. Exhale and bend forward. This time, before you come up, see if you can straighten your legs to the extent you can. Don't overstretch. Listen to the resistance of your body. Pay attention to the opening that you have in your legs and open or straighten your legs to that extent. And then with inhalation, come up under control, back to mountain pose, Tadasana. Take 2 breaths here. Release and relax. Come at the center of your mat. In the next section of today's practice, we'll focus on traditional asana or its variation. Starting with Trikonasana, triangle pose. We'll be using blocks. If you don't have blocks, don't worry about it. I will give you variation. Otherwise, place the blocks at each end of your mat towards the back side of your mat. Then come at the center, stand in Tadasana with feet together, arms at your sides. Bring your hands to your chest. Bend your legs, jump or walk your legs wide apart. Take a broader stance between your legs. Then bring your hands to your hips. I'm mirroring the pose here. That means this is my right, which is same as yours. Turn your right leg out. Turn your back leg in. To do that, lift your back heel, place it all the way back, and turn your back foot in so that your back leg turns in. Maintain both the legs straight and just pay attention to your heel. It's roughly in line with the arch of the back leg. Chest lifted. Raise your arms up. Bring them in line with your shoulders, not hunching, moving the shoulders down. Extend towards the right. Come back to the center. Extend towards the right. Come back to the center. 2 more rounds. Extend. Come back to the center. Exhale as you extend. Inhale as you come up. Turn your feet in. Let's do the opposite side. Turn the left foot out. Turn the back leg in. Come to the center. Then extend towards the left. Come back to the center. Extend. Back to the center. Exhale as you extend. Inhale as you come up. Last round. Exhale as you extend. Inhale as you come up. Turn both the feet in. Bring your hands to your chest. Jump or walk your legs back to Tadasana. We'll repeat. This time we'll get into the full pose. Hands to the chest. Jump or walk your legs wide apart. Broader stance just like we did. Turn the right leg out. Turn the back leg in. And grab that block and place it outside of your right foot. Make sure your heel is roughly in line with the arch of your back leg. Raise your arms up just like we did earlier. Extend towards the right, and this time bend towards the right and bring your hand onto your leg, your shin or ankle joint, and bring your top arm onto your top hip. If you have a block outside of your right ankle joint, then you can place your hand onto the block outside of your right foot. I'll just bring the block at the front to give you better view like this, but the block is outside of your right foot. Breathe. Don't hold the breath. Raise your top arm up. Keep breathing. And now when you are in the pose, move that top shoulder, top side of rib cage towards the wall behind. So more opening at your torso, turning it towards the wall behind. So front of your chest is facing towards the screen. Keep breathing. Once you are stable here, turn your head and have a look at your hand. As you exhale, press your feet strongly onto the mat and come up. Bring your feet in, back to Tadasana. Release, move that block away, and let's practice the opposite side. Hands to the chest, wider distance between the legs. Turn your left leg out, turn the back leg in, raise your arms, extend towards the left, bend towards the left. Now you know the drill. Bring that block outside of your left foot if you have. Otherwise, maintain your hand onto your shin or ankle joint. Get stable here first. Turn your top side of the rib cage more towards the wall behind, including your shoulder. Then raise your top arm up. Allow that top shoulder to go away from your ear, not coming closer, away from your ear. Then turn your head and have a look at your left hand. Sorry, your right hand. I'm mirroring the pose. Breathe. Don't hold the breath. Exhale as you press your feet onto the ground and come up. Turn your feet in, hands to the chest, back to Tadasana. Take a breath and release. Move the blocks aside. From here, we'll practice Veerbhadrasana 2, Warrior Pose 2. So just like we did earlier, bring the wider distance between your legs. Jump your legs or walk your legs towards the sides. Turn your right leg out, just like we did earlier. Turn the back leg in. Pay attention to alignment of your heel and the arch of your back leg. Then raise your arm up. This time, bend the front leg and lower your hips towards the ground. The moment you do that, observe your knee is roughly in line with the ankle joint. You want your knee in line with your ankle joint. If your knee is passing your ankle joint, then increase the distance between your legs. Exhale as you come up. Let's do 3 more rounds of this. Inhale as you go down. Exhale as you come up. Inhale as you go down. Exhale as you come up. Inhale as you go down. Exhale as you come up. Maintain the arms in line with your shoulders. Turn your left foot out. Turn the back leg in. Maintain that strength in your arms. I know it's burning sensation for some of you. Bend your left leg and go down. We are stronger than we think. Maintain the arms straight. Go down, come up, go down, come up. Last one round. Inhale and go down. Exhale as you come up. Bring your hands to your hips. Well done. Turn your feet in. Hands to the chest. Jump or walk back into Tadasana. Take 2 breaths here and we'll repeat. This time we'll get into the full pose and we'll hold for 2 to 3 breaths. Hands to the chest. Jump or walk your legs wide apart. Longer stance. Now you know how long your stance need to be when you bend your leg so that your knee stays with your ankle joint. Heel is in line with the arch. Turn the back leg in. Bend your front leg. Hands on the hips. Go down. Lower your hips down. Try to bring the 90 degrees angle between your thigh and the shin. Torso in the center, not leaning towards the right or the back, not moving towards the front. Shoulders in line with your hips. Tuck your tailbone in. Lifting the front of your pelvis up towards the chin. Once you are stable here, then raise your arms up. Then turn your head and look towards your right hand. Keep breathing. Don't hold that breath. 3 breaths here. With each exhalation, see if you can lower your hips slightly more down towards the ground, a centimeter more. But pay attention to the sensations that you are experiencing and don't overstretch. Open the back of your legs, back of your knee. Last breath here. Exhale as you press your feet strongly onto the ground to come up. Straighten both the legs. Turn your feet in and bring your hands to your hips. You just have to straighten your front leg because your back leg was already straight. Turn the left leg out. Turn the back leg in. Hands to your hips. Bend your front leg. Lower your hips towards the ground. Pay attention to your knee and ankle joint. Make sure they are in line. 90 degrees angle between your thigh and shin, or to the extent you can. Bring your torso in the center, torso facing towards the screen at the front. Often it gets turned towards the wall at your left as you are doing the left side, but turn your torso and bring it towards the front facing towards your screen. Line, raise your arms up, bring them in line with your shoulders. Breathe, don't hold the breath, turn your head and have a look at your left hand. Maintain both the arms straight. Keep breathing. And press that outer edge of your back foot, that's your right foot, well onto the ground. Don't let it lift. Exhale as you press your feet strongly onto the ground. Straighten your left leg, turn your feet in, bring your hands to your hips, hands to the chest, bend your legs back to Tadasana. Let's take 2 breaths here. Release and relax. Last strong pose of the day, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. We'll be using 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks, you want something of this height, a book or 2 or 3 books on which you can rest your hand. Or give a try. If your hand can reach to the ground and you don't need blocks, then you don't need them. But I'm just giving you an option here. To get into the half moon pose, first just have a look at the demonstration and then we do it together. Come next to the wall, sit next to the wall and observe where your heels are. Sorry, I forgot to mention at the start of the class that you want to place your mat close to the wall. Pause the video and bring your mat close to the wall. You can do it without the support of the wall, but using the wall will really help you to get better alignment. All right, observe where your heels are, and when you come up standing, you want to bring your heel where the back of your heels are, roughly in line with that. Okay, and I will explain you in a sec why so. So your heel is placed where the back of your heel was, bring your back foot against the wall. Same alignment that we had for triangle pose, your heel is roughly in line with the arch of the back leg. Just like we did in the previous pose, warrior 2, bend your front leg and then lean forward and bring your hand onto the mat. So we are building upon the previous 2 poses that we did. Now transfer your body weight onto the front leg, lift your back leg and place it onto the wall as high as possible so that angle between your front leg and the back leg is roughly 90 degrees. If for some reason you feel your front leg is too far from the wall, the angle is more than 90, then just come down, change and repeat. If you can't bring your hand onto the ground, then this is where the blocks or the books that you have come handy. You stack them on top of each other and you place your hand on them like this. Your shoulder is roughly in line with your wrist. Top arm is at the sides of your hips or outer hip. Okay, let's do it together. From the start, come next to the wall. Sit against the wall. Bring your heels, observe where your heels are. Come up standing and place your heel roughly where your heels were, in that line I mean. Then bring your back foot against the wall, slightly turned in just like we did in previous 2 poses so that your heel is roughly in line with the arch of your back leg. Bend your front leg, go down, start without using blocks, and then once you are ready, transfer the weight on your front leg, raise your back leg all the way up, bring it onto the wall, your top arm at the side first. Now here I feel my hands can't reach to the ground, so I will be using the blocks to place my hand on top of them. Press both the feet well onto the mat, straighten both the legs just like we did in previous pose. Turn your torso more towards the wall at the front. So front of your torso is facing towards the wall at the front, not towards the ground like this. So move the top side of your rib cage, your shoulder, towards the wall behind. Breathe, don't hold the breath. Slowly bend your front leg and come down. Come up, release and relax. We'll do the opposite side. I'll move my mat toward this side so I can use this small section of the wall to get into the pose. You can just turn your side and do the opposite side. Since I'm facing the camera, I can't do that. All right, now once more, you need to know the distance. So quickly measure the distance if you don't remember. Otherwise, you're good to go into the pose. Bring your back leg against the wall. Bend your front leg, that's your left leg. Bring your left hand onto the mat. Then I'll keep the blocks next to me. Transfer the body weight onto the left leg. Bring your right leg onto the wall. Both the legs straight. Your shoulder is roughly in line with your wrist. Turn your torso. Move your shoulder away from your ears. Breathe. Don't hold the breath. Both the legs straight. Relax your face. Relax your jaw. Let's stay here for 2 breaths. Slowly bend your front leg and come down. Slowly come up under control. All right, we'll repeat this pose. Let's do it together one more time with all your strength, all your awareness into the legs. Let's repeat. And when you straighten the legs, you want to maintain the awareness. You don't want to stretch yourself beyond the opening that you have. Respect the resistance that you have in your body, and we are progressing towards the flexibility with time, with awareness, with breath. All right, bring the back leg against the wall. Now I know the distance. Bend the front leg. Bring the hand onto the ground or the blocks or the books that you have. Bring your top foot, back leg onto the wall. Breathe, don't hold the breath. This time when you're in the pose, make sure both the feet are pressing well against the surfaces. You are pressing the top foot well against the wall and using that as a support to turn your torso more towards the wall behind, turning more from your abdomen, more from your hip. Your top hip is going more towards the wall behind. The whole line of your rib cage is in line, one straight line from the top of your shoulder towards your heels. Then once you are stable, raise your arm up, move your head back and look towards your hand. Breathe, don't hold the breath. Last 2 breaths here. To come out of the pose, bring your top arm onto your hip, slowly bend your front leg and bring that top leg down. Come up and let's do the opposite side. Get that back leg against the wall. Bring the blocks at the front of your foot. Bend your front leg. Bring your hand onto the blocks or on the ground. Once you are stable, then raise your back leg and bring it onto the wall. Make sure whole surface of your foot, sole of your foot is pressing against the wall. So you're not just landing ball of your foot or the toes onto the wall. The whole of your foot is onto the wall. Breathe, don't hold the breath. And just like we did at the opposite side, turn your torso, move the top side of your rib cage towards the wall behind. Once stable, raise your arm up, bring it in line with your shoulder, keep it straight, relax your face, both the legs straight, then turn your head and have a look at your top hand. 2 breaths here. Allow your toes to extend, don't curl your toes. Open the back of your knees to the extent you can. Slowly bring your top hand onto your top hip. Bend your front leg first. Bring the top leg down onto the ground and then slowly come up. Well done. Come on the mat in lying position. Move the blocks aside and lie on your mat, on your back. Soles of your feet close to your hips, arms at your sides. We'll do variation of Chatuspadasana, four-footed limb pose. We'll maintain the arms at the sides of your hips on the ground and raise your hips up towards the ceiling. We'll do 8 reps here. Keep going. 2. Don't hold the breath. 3, 4. Exhale as you lift your hips higher. Inhale as you come up slowly under control. Last 3. 2 more to go. Last one. Bring your right leg on top of your left knee. So right outer ankle joint is on your left thigh towards your knee, and moving your right knee away from your body. Then bring your left knee towards your chest. Move your arms between your legs, interlock your fingers, and bring your left knee towards your chest. Keep breathing, don't hold the breath. We are practicing cooling poses here. Try not to lift your shoulders up towards your ears or the ceiling. Let them go down. Feel the stretch at the back of your right leg, in your hamstring, in your glutes. Release. Change. Bring your left outer ankle joint on top of your right thigh. Move your left knee away from your body and then catch hold at the top of your shin with interlocked fingers and bring your right knee towards your chest. Keep breathing. Don't hold the breath. Through breathing, you let your brain know your body is in safe place and allow the muscles to stretch, to get flexible. So you want to maintain smooth breath to improve your flexibility. Release. Bring both the soles of your feet onto the mat. Straighten your legs and wiggle your legs side by side for a moment. Pause. Bring the soles of your feet onto the mat. Bring your knees up so that your knees are in line with your hips and your calves are roughly parallel to the ground. Feet together, knees together. Bring your arms in line with your shoulders. Moving your legs, your knees all the way towards the right and bring them onto the ground. Keep looking straight towards the ceiling. Turn more from your abdomen to bring the left side of your rib cage more towards the ground. The top of your shoulder, that's your left shoulder, towards the ground, but don't force your shoulder to go towards the ground. Let that opening come through your abdomen all the way through your back muscles to move your left arm, your left shoulder towards the ground. Experience the stretch in your lower back, your mid back, in your arm. On next exhale, lift your legs up, bring both the knees at the center, and then go towards opposite side. Maintain the natural breath. Observe the differences between two sides. Where do you feel the tightness in comparison to previous side? Just pay attention to that. Most of us have differences between the two sides, and it's very common. In my experience, two sides are never the same in terms of tension or the tightness. Lift your legs up as you exhale. Come to the center. Bring the soles of your feet onto the mat. Straighten your legs. We'll stay in Shavasana, corpse pose, for 2 minutes. Allow your legs to come into the position where there is no hold on them. Similarly, allow your arms to relax, your palms facing towards the ground or ceiling, your choice. Relax your head, relax your neck. Relax your jaw, relax your tongue. Maintain the natural breath. Pay attention to the sensations in your legs, at the back of your legs, in your hips. With each exhale, visualize that you are allowing your body to melt in the mat. You are letting it completely soften, not maintaining any hold on any part of your body. If you can stay in Shavasana for longer, then feel free to stay here for a few more minutes before you come up. If you are short on time, then follow my instructions. Turn towards your side. And bring your arm underneath your head, so your head is resting at the top of your arm. With the support of your opposite hand, come up in sitting position. Maintain your eyes closed. Sit tall, sit upright. So visualize that you are pressing your hips well onto the ground to lift through your lower back, your mid back, maintaining uprightness. Then slowly bring your hands to your chest in prayer position, Namaskar Mudra. Thumbs to your sternum and fingers together and slightly away from your thumbs. Relax your face. With each inhalation, visualize that you are lifting your head, your trunk, your spine up towards the ceiling. You are becoming taller. And with each exhalation, you are allowing your trapezius, your shoulders to go down towards the ground. Take this opportunity to thank yourself for being engaged in the practice to improve the strength and flexibility in your legs. There is a reason you attended today's practice: for better health, awareness, and mindfulness. Celebrate this small win of your day with gentle smile on your face. Namaste and thank you. Slowly open your eyes. Release your hands onto your thighs. Thanks for joining me today. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider giving me a like. See you next time. Till then, be your best version.